What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the DX Gamer Show. I'm Operation DX, and welcome to episode 31.
The signal is so weak here.
Well, I think I can say with confidence that the interference isn't natural. This place looks like it's been attacked. Look at the impact hole down there. So the locals are fighting each other as well, I take it. People are the same everywhere, huh?
What's up?
Yes, I'm reading a lot of electromagnetic interference emanating from these rods around here. We should get close to one and take a closer look. There's a console here, but I don't understand anything on this. This thing does appear to be powered, though. What do you think we should do? Maybe we should. Why don't you try blowing this one up? I'll stand back a bit.
Nice day today, huh? I'll see you soon.
Well, I guess that's one way to go about it. If you can't figure out how to turn it off, let's smash it. I guess that's kind of the human way, no? If you couldn't tell, though, these kind of things always lead up to a boss fight. So after I take this down, I think I have to fight these flying creatures. It's actually been a little while since I've played the game, and I've been working on these videos and stuff. So yeah, flying creatures. Wow, there are 3 of them. I don't remember that. I don't know if these guys, I think these guys are actually, these aren't red colonists. These are something else, yeah? Holy crap, I died. Well, I'm glad I had a bunch of revives on me still. I haven't need to do this in a little while here. And these things are actually kicking my butt a little bit. I do have the enhanced blaster, so I am doing a bunch more damage. Lots of damage is rolling off. Yeah, these things are something different. They look pretty cool, though. Are you okay? I was hoping we wouldn't need this, but here's a script for Sentry Type 02 that Alfonso gave me. We probably need to replicate some of it after all. What the heck, Raul? You holding out on me? What else you got hidden in there? Geez, if Raul's holding out with technology, then Alfonso is definitely doing the same thing. Not a trace at all. They probably went to other points of interest.
Nice day today, huh?
Now that you mention it, I've been getting that feeling for a while now. Do you think it's the locals? We should be extra careful.
The signal is so weak here.
I don't think so. There is a drop in interference in this area, but the overall EMI is about the same. I think this is just a transit point where the EMI signal gets rebroadcasted. If we destroy all the rods, it would put a sizable dent in the strength of the interference, but I don't think it's worth it. I would say the real point of emission is probably from this point further west. Let me mark it on your map. Very cool. So that means we are essentially going to be heading off to the desert. And that is coming close to the end of the story. I think the final bits of the story end in the desert. And this is actually one of the cooler areas of the game, just because there's a lot of cool things to look at and explore and check out. I can see this part here where they could do a lot of stuff that would make this part especially cool. Maybe even find some like alien technology or something, but there's nothing really like that in this part of the game, but it would be kind of cool. That's an opportune moment to do something like that, you know, kind of thing. Maybe to secure some technology that isn't necessarily something you get from your fellow shipmates and engineers and all that stuff. Would be interesting. Again, to kind of reiterate too, like, it is kind of fun to use the jetpack and glider throughout this area of the game, especially when you actually get a little altitude. It's just fun to like glide around and stuff. But you can see where the flying vehicle, just for the climbing part anyways, makes this part a little easier to manage. Ooh, what is that? Holy cow. That is an interesting creature. I don't think I've ever seen one of those before in any of my other plays. It's like a weird pig creature thing. Awesome. Very cool. It's cool to see new things like all the time in this game, for sure. But oh yeah, and this is another thing. Well, this is something I've seen before, but these are cool too. At first, I thought this was a bug. I thought this creature was like not meant to be floating above in this area, but no, that is actually a floating creature, and it looks like it's got little mouths for hands. It's very, very crazy stuff. This seems to be the highest point of altitude in Maria so far, and I really like this area. It's like really diverse, and I love the nice mix between all the different biomes and stuff, and it's just kind of cool. And then we kind of shift down here into like a mountain region, kind of similar to the other side of this mountain, and then we move into the desert, and we start seeing some really, really interesting stuff here from this point. And again, just to reiterate the point I was talking about earlier, this is just a small portion of the map. I would say maybe we've explored a quarter of what the map has. And the thing of it is we can't check out the rest of the map because it is blocked off by an invisible force field in 0.72. I don't know if they've extended that in 0.75. And, of course, the extra story elements, which I am definitely interested to check out. But this area is freaking neat here. Like, I like this little city, and it looks like there was some sort of war or something that happened to it. So, on top of, like, landing on someone's planet here, they seem to be going through some kind of, like, maybe nuclear, like, war. Maybe they've gone that far technologically, but, yeah, this place has tore the crap up. However, as you approach the city, you start to realize that some peculiar things are going on in the storyline, because clearly somebody has messed up or are intentionally trying to endanger the mission here for colonization of Maria. This kind of thing would obviously be visible from orbit with satellites as you're checking out the planet to see if it's suitable and if there was an indigenous population, because clearly there is or was. So, I mean, there is. I mean, we've seen them. So it's just kind of interesting. And now you can see that they were at a somewhat advanced technological level, and that's why I kind of like suggest possibly nuclear war. Speaking of which, and some of these guys some of them have swords, and some of them actually have guns and stuff too. They look a little different though than the other guys. Like, their faces look different. They have the little arms like the other guys do, but these guys look a lot more beefy than those other guys did. But anyways, yeah, it looked like there's highways and there's roads, so they had cars or vehicles. So yeah, clearly they're at a higher technological level than what appears. And like looking at some of these ruins, it looks like possibly some like maybe starships. But this kind of also gets me a little bit excited about what we're going to see in the future areas of this game, because clearly there can't just be just this one city on the entire planet that survives some sort of catastrophe. There must be other things. And, you know, we saw that little bridge with the radio towers. But again, it looks like a convergence of two different technologies. So, yeah. Or maybe it wasn't a nuclear war. Maybe another alien species tried to invade this planet. But my mind's going wild with the speculation. We're okay now. Man, what the heck are you two doing waltzing in the open like that? The locals are crawling all over this town. I think we just got ambushed. We didn't see any of them beforehand. Actually, they look a little different from the one I seen before. Oh yeah? I haven't seen the other type before, but there does seem to be two different races of locals on Maria. I don't know if they're different species or not. Ava and I have been going over some of the stuff we've seen in the rubble. This place seems to be the result of a war between them. Come on, let's go get to Ava. But we got to avoid the local patrols. She's in the large building over there. Well, it seems Ava and Peter made it into this area without too much trouble. It does seem like there are a bunch of natives hanging around this area. And kind of makes me think back about the earlier stage of the game and what happened to David Sly. David Sly is like MIA, and possibly maybe we'll never hear anything again of him in the story. Maybe that was the point. I don't know. But I'm still holding out hope. Maybe we'll find David Sly later on. Maybe he found the other species that invaded this world. Or maybe it was their world and this species have invaded this world. Who knows? Who knows? Alright, so Yeah. Because I've played this before, this is kind of like the meeting area where you're supposed to meet Ava and Peter. And I think we're supposed to have Peter with us, kind of following us around. And we're supposed to so-called avoid the patrols of the indigenous species. But I think that you're actually supposed to run into them to further the storyline. Oh, there he is! Don't destroy my airship! Okay, so I have to find a somewhat safe place to set down my ship so I can fight these guys, and then we'll walk up to that point, because I think that is where the trigger for the story is. There are a lot of creatures, though. If you look down, there's a lot of life actually going on around this city. Lots of creatures and stuff walking around. Okay, so I'm having some trouble flying my airship, and I'm actually wasting a little too much time here as the indigenous guy is following him around. So you know what? I'm just going to fly back up to the top of this tower. I'm going to fight him essentially here, and then hopefully I can get Peter over here, and then we can initiate the whole thing. There's actually going to be a lot of dialogue coming up here. Wow. Is it... I don't know, does this guy seem a little bit bigger? He's wearing different kind of clothes, and his face looks different. So I'm thinking these guys are... maybe they're just a different faction. Maybe they're just a different faction. But their faces look a little different. Oh, you know what? I didn't even notice. Peter was actually in the flying vehicle with me. Duh! So Peter's with me. Good. So now we just need to get Ava over here. That might take a little bit of doing. I guess what I could do... There's a little trick you can do to get her to pop up over here. And that is to deploy my air vehicle, get inside, get out, and that may make her spawn in this area. This is where the quest kind of triggers, but I think I do have to fight a couple more indigenous guys. Yep, there they are. I'm like, I knew there was at least a couple more of them. Looks like he's trying to take on Peter. Yeah, but so much more effective, though, with this laser blaster. Not just the laser blaster, but because it's enhanced, it makes this part a little easier. And there are some tough bosses in this area, but let's see that, like, it's rolling off like 150 damage. Normally these guys would be pretty tough to take down, but because I've enhanced this laser blaster, I think it's doing like 199 instead of what it was doing before. It's quite a bit of damage. Of course, they have like resistances and all that, so like you're not getting full damage. Especially those really big creatures with the huge shells, they don't take a lot of damage from this weapon either. It actually takes a whole lot of shots to take those guys down. Yeah, so Raul's not showing up, so I'm going to try this little trick here. Get out, get in. There she is. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That's how you do it, guys. That's how you do it. Here we are. Ava's up there. Okay, so got this all started here. Great. So once we head up here, there actually is a fair bit of dialogue from what I recall. And that is probably going to wrap things up for this episode. So we'll just kind of find out more information about the story, which I love. And we'll probably... get some answers to a little bit of my speculation towards the beginning of this episode, as I think they disclosed some of the information or their thoughts on what's going on here. So let's go ahead and get this started. Peter, where have you been? Oh. I found them getting their butts kicked. Hey now, we were doing okay when you showed up. Hi, I'm Raul. This is Jack. I've seen you on the ship before. Nice to see you all, alive. I believe these are native computer systems, and they're a little small for the natives. You notice that? Probably for all the wrong reasons. I don't think we've ever talked before, since I was always around the electrical engineering group, but great to have you join us. I'm not sure why they seem to be in a state of alert. They weren't like that when we first got here. Did you guys do something to piss them off? We did blow up a transmitter structure a little out east, but that can't be it, can it? We won't know unless we go talk to them, I guess. I'm not volunteering. We brought enough grub to last us for a while. As the locals are concerned, we've been staying out of sight. They aren't checking any of the buildings around here, so it's all good. One of the lead engineers listening to the ship comm was saying the bridge crew saw a strange object before being overwhelmed by static. So based on that and what we're finding on the surface, I would say there's a darn good chance we picked the wrong planet and got smacked out of the sky. Shouldn't we have seen a lot of things from orbit? That's what Peter and I think as well. I think some people knew exactly what's going on this planet and hid the fact anyway. Probably people who wanted the colony initiative to fail. We'll show them though. I think it's pure incompetence. You met Marcy Phillips, right? Must have bribed a tonnage of people to get that position of hers. Yeah, so, see what I'm talking about there? So you have this, like, Skyrunner character that's supposed to be, like, the main governor of the colony, wanting to break the two humans and Martian groups up, and meanwhile, there's, like, a faction on here, they're fighting each other. The whole situation is freaking crazy, dude. This appears to be some sort of government building. Ever since we found the city, we've been searching for objects and documents left around to reconstruct what happened in this place and how to turn off the radio interference. Look over there. I've been trying to power up these computer terminals and get some results. Now we need to decode their language. Peter took a look at their programs and found that they're using a binary system, so our quantitary logic should work. We're now working on a translation program. Hopefully we'll get some real knowledge soon. I can help you with the programming. I worked a lot on translation logic back in school. That'd be great. Let me forward you the code. Alright, be careful of the aliens patrolling around. I'll take a radio and contact you once everything goes down. Lots of dialogue in this one. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Have a great day and take care.